These are the children of the dream. They are darkness incarnate, the worst aspects of the mortal mind made manifest. Fury, fear, the lust for power or pleasure. Every dark impulse lives among the Quori. They are immortal, and their minds are beyond your understanding. They are pure, driven, unburdened by empathy or personal ambition. They exist to serve the dreaming dark, and that is all they do.
This is the Library of Korranburg, a center of learning in Eberron, and of learning about Eberron here on the Eberron Archaeologist. Let's take a look at the Quori, the alien, extra-planar spirits of dreams from Eberron. Before we get going, I do want to mention that while I won't cover the topic of the Quori much deeper in this video than what a Kalashtar player character would likely know, I am still giving you a spoiler warning, so if your DM's campaign heavily features Sarlona, dreams, or the Inspired, you should probably steer clear of this video for now, unless there is a good reason for your character to already know this information. The Quori are a broad topic, so this video will just be a starting overview, and later videos will look more closely at the history of the Quori's publishing, and specific varieties of Quori through the editions of Eberron, and then other videos will look at specific aspects of the Quori like their home plane of Quor, the Dreaming Dark, the Inspired, and more. With few exceptions, all living things dream. In the real world, dreaming is not fully understood, but it is believed to be a process for keeping your brain routines going as a protective mechanism while the rest of your body is more or less inactive. However, in the world of Eberron, dreams work very differently. When creatures of Eberron dream, they do dream as expected, and in most cases the process to the dreamer works more or less as you would expect it based on your own dreams. They're ephemeral and hard to remember or even make sense of. However, the actual process is not a biological one. The spirit of the living things actually extend out of their bodies when asleep and go to one of the many outer planes, specifically the plane called Quor. Quor has the epithet, the region of dreams, and is an infinite dreamscape. Once there, the spirit of the person forms what is effectively a bubble reality around them to become the material of their dream world. This is, of course, a completely natural and normal process. All within, except for the dreamer, are completely ephemeral, and any creatures are effectively actors, eidolons existing only temporarily for the benefit of the mind of the dreamer alone. That is, unless one of the nightmare creatures of Quor invade the dream bubble and change the dreamscape. The nightmare denizens of Quor are all monstrous creatures. There are visitors like night hags, stealing dream stuff. The eidolons formed within a mortal dream, which usually disappear upon them waking. A few simpler monsters, like the Fear Eater called the Hob and Spell Shadow. However, the majority of them, especially the ones that might actually affect the material plane of Eberron and drive the story of an Eberron campaign, are the Quori. There are numerous forms of these fiends, from the lowly Discora up to the Calorak, who together guides the Quori through an organization called the Dreaming Dark. Quori believe in a concept called the Quor, or the spirit of the age, and this age shifts periodically, gaining a character associated to the power at the heart of Quor. The current dreamer at the center of the plane is Ilashtavar, the darkness that dreams, which gives the Dreaming Dark its name. Quori as a whole tend to be sadistic, single-minded, and the Dreaming Dark is a menacing, evil organization, whose only goal is to prevent the current Dark Age from changing into anything else and ending the reign of the current nightmare spirits. It is believed that the turning of the age happened due to the incursions from Quor into Eberron about 40,000 years ago, when the civilizations of the giants of Sundering fought against the forces of Quor. That is the reason the giants' former slaves, the elves, and the drow do not dream, to prevent them from being contacted by the Quori. Giants eventually were able to stop the Quori invasion with powerful magics. But this resulted not only in the change of the Quarry and the end of the incursions, but also resulted in the shattering of Sundering and giant civilization as a whole, the destruction of one of Eberron's moons, and Quor becoming permanently remote, with non-dream travel between the material plane and Quor no longer possible. The Quori have no record of what Quor was like before this turning of the age, and little in the way of surviving giant or draconic writing on the end of the Age of Giants or Quor at this time has been discovered by humanoid scholars. Quori have many physical forms, if seen on their home plane, featuring body compositions that appear insectile or made of shadows, crustacean-like or made of tentacles, or even flaming eyes. Within the dreams of mortals, they can take on any form they wish, which helps them to influence that person. Quori are immortal spirits, and even if they are killed on their home plane, their memories will eventually reform a body anew in the outskirts of Quor. Though this will take a long time in most cases, and the reformation of these Quori do have their personalities partially rewritten by the heart of Quor. Quori all have psionic powers. All of them are able to attack dreams psionically. Some are able to attack minds directly, form mind blades, others able to teleport, and the powerful Kalashtar is able to forcibly and permanently take over a body's mind completely. Quori have the ability to enter dreams. They can reverse the normal process of a mortal projecting their spirit out to Quor and project their immortal spirit back to the material plane to a willing participant, who at that point is possessed by the Quori. Most Quori can only possess an unwilling participant when in physical proximity to the victim, but that would require the Quori and mortal to be face to face on the same plane. And of course the Quori cannot physically leave their home plane due to the apocalyptic magic of the giants. The current Quori are universally evil, and are one of the major malevolent forces in Eberron, alongside the demonic overlords and the alien Dalkir. However, the universality of evil was not always the case. There were a group of rebels about 1800 years ago who believed that a positive force of life and light would replace Kalashtar upon the age turning. This new force would be known as Ilyana, or the Great Light. These minority voices among the Quori were targeted by the majority Quori, who sought their destruction so their lives could be rewritten by Kalashtar. This small group of dissenters traveled between mortal dreams to hide from the dreaming dark, until they entered a dream of a human monk from Adar in Sarlona, who together, with the rest of his monastic order, decided to help these monsters from their dreams. Each monk fully embraced one of the renegade Quori, and they became a dual entity, not quite possessed, but no longer alone with their thoughts. Since these monks already had highly developed minds from years of meditation and discipline, they were able to make use of the psionic abilities of their connected Quori. The children of the monks maintain a connection to the Quori spirit of their parents as well. But as generations passed, the Quori could no longer directly converse with dispersed humanoid descendants. Instead, the connection to the Quori was only able to pass along feelings, vague memories, or thoughts. But the Kalashtar, as they came to be known, did retain some psionic powers like telepathy, and can train themselves for more powerful abilities as well. These Kalashtar continued the discipline and practice of the Path of Light to bring about the Age of Ilyana. The Quori of the Dreaming Dark felt threatened by these new Kalashtar, believing that their devotion to Ilyana will possibly bring about the changing of the age earlier than expected, and that this new age would mean that they would no longer be themselves. So they took this into account in the plan that they were hatching to prevent this happening overall. They infiltrated dreams, learning about the lives of mortals, and used these dreams to influence the leaders of the many nations of Sarlona. Those nations devolved into war, or otherwise destabilized. This period of great strife is now called the Sundering. All the while, other Quori agents were influencing generations of people within Sarlona, subtly changing their behavior through dream influence to make them fall in love, or otherwise have children with people or other beings they may not have done so with otherwise. Thus began their eugenics program to mix specific humans with elvish and fiendish blood, and eventually breed people specifically designed to be more willing and more easily possessed. This possession is where the plan really started coming together. The Quori spirits possessing those people claimed to be inspired and filled with spirits of light, and these inspired people were able to stabilize and take over nation after nation, and soon take full control of all the countries of Rierdra. Now, with the might of the majority of a continent under their direct control, the Inspired were able to continue their eugenics program and make sure that they didn't even need willing humanoids for possession anymore. The Chosen are so genetically tailored to Quori that they cannot refuse the inspiration of possession at all. Other projects also began, like attacks on the Kalashtar, to help minimize their impact and perhaps roll back some of the work that they had done towards changing the age. Then, the biggest project, the construction of the Hanbalani Alaltas, giant egg-shaped monoliths in key places all over Rierdra. These monoliths, built of stone and crystal, serve two purposes. They are psionic channels to gather dream energies from the general population of Rierdra funneled towards their two powers. The first, they help keep citizens of Rierdra under control, emitting a low-grade calming psychic emission in a radius around them. Then second, their structure is believed to slow down the turning of the age, and once the entire network is built, the Dreaming Dark believes that they will be able to hold off the changing of the age indefinitely, and eventually allow Quori to physically leave the distant plane of Delcor entirely. And that is where we are in 998 YK, with the utterly alien nightmare creatures in control of a continent on the material plane, and also with single-minded control over their own home plane. So, I will leave the topic of the Quori here for now, but I will return to them, like I said before, in a future Korranburg Library episode, looking at the Quori subspecies, and I'm planning also on an episode of the Eberron Collector covering the available Quori miniatures. Of course, other related topics will definitely be covered in other videos eventually. If I have made a mistake, or you just have questions with the Quori, please leave a comment or email me at eberronarchaeologist@gmail.com. If you want to continue seeing more videos like the ones I've mentioned that are planned, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss future videos.